Speaking of fumbling, AEW also, they've been running overtime on their last couple of Dynamites, and people are arguing that on some platforms like YouTube TV, they don't record the overtime, the overlay. Well, you'll hear the argument, and basically at the end of the day, it boils down to Dave Meltzer and Bryan Alvarez have been snipping at each other lately. And Alvarez isn't seeming like he wants to just be shilling all the time. And Meltzer's going, it seemed like for a minute he was starting to sway, but now he's working overtime, trashing Punk, saying fans are going to be mad. Like just literally saying fans will be mad at the arena if Punk's not there. Like just a blatant, just a fucking idiot, man. This guy just makes shit up. He talks out of his ass. He's an, like people say Cornette and Dutch Mantel and shit out of touch. Nobody's more out of touch than Dave fucking Meltzer. Nobody's as out of touch as this guy. Period. And Alvarez is catching on. And I think, again, AEW is going in that direction. So Alvarez isn't going to stooge for them because like these guys talk good about people who shill to them, you know? Like if you're a guy, like when Britt Baker's backstage going, oh, I hope Meltzer gives it 5 stars, they're going to favor her. Like, obviously, we know this. They're friends with the Young Bucks and shit. We know this. Dude's wrestled Orange Cassidy before and shit. Okay? So we know this. But at the end of the day, if they're not stooging as much, which it seems like they're not, and these guys are getting hate from everywhere, and they've been caught up in, they were wrong about Punk. Meltzer was wrong about Cena wrestling Roman at Crown Jewel. They're wrong about the backstage shit. They're wrong about Daniel Bryan and the disciplinary committee. They're wrong about everything, and they're taking people's money. I mean, this is what's happening. These people are eating each other. They're eating each other alive because you cannot. There's an old saying about lying, like a wise man can't keep a lie forever. No man smart enough to keep a lie forever. Anyways, these guys get in an argument about something that's just clearly Dave's just in the wrong on this. And I just found this so fucking hilarious. And now these guys are in a little bitch fit. These guys argue about whether AEW is responsible for, you know, programming in this extra chunk of time because live sports. So like every argument Dave Meltzer here makes here gets destroyed because he says like, well, live sports don't do it, but live sports do it on YouTube TV. And Dave's just like, he just has this elitist attitude. It's just what we say all the time about AEW. Like, it's mine. Well, you just have to know. Just learn. If you don't know, you have to do your Googles. And just listen to this because it's fucking hilarious, man. And I told you guys this was going to start happening more and more. Again, call me Mystic Mac. I predict these things.
System, whatever you want to use the point system to get to your desired result is fine. He's laid out the whole tournament. I know people don't believe that. Everything is, you know. I mean, injuries may screw this whole thing up, but
he's talking about the
everything from
Continental
start to
Classic
finish
here
is laid out already. Because you have to. You can't do this without laying it out first, because you'll never get to where you want to go. Okay, so anyway, don't think it's too confusing.
As well.
Here we go. Sorry, let's jump ahead. Meltzer's fucking so annoying.
But I do have to get a negative out of the way. Somebody in AEW needs to contact YouTube TV and probably some other providers as well, and either stick to the damn 2 hours,
yep,
or let them know when you're going to do an overrun.
Well,
because for the second week,
I tweeted out, man, you know that fucking the CM Punk shifted the axis of the pro wrestling multiverse when I'm sitting here agreeing with Alvarez. Jesus Christ.
In a row, I did not see the end of the main event.
Okay, so here's the deal.
But you know what, Dave? Hold on.
Yeah.
NXT went 16 minutes over. No problem.
Yeah, you know why?
Zero problem.
Yeah, because NXT that's built into the show.
No. Their overrun is 9 minutes.
Okay.
It's 9 minutes every week. They go 9 minutes over every week. This week they went 16 over and everything recorded.
Okay, but what that means is that
they scheduled a 16-minute overrun.
They knew days in advance when
Yes.
this thing went down that it would be. With AEW, when they do these overruns, the overruns are I don't say decided. They take place as the show is going on.
So this is what Jim Cornette pointed out. I heard him. He was listening. He did this. He reviewed this clip as well, or whatever. It's everywhere. You got to talk about it. But yeah, Cornette said, he's like, yeah, so I was right again. He's like, they're calling this shit on the fly because they can't get their times down and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And we called it a long time ago too, because you watch AEW All Access. If you haven't yet, guys, go on at Pro Wrestle Clips on YouTube, the main channel there. And I made the video fucking a year ago, almost at this point, but 10 minutes of Tony Khan. And I clipped every Tony Khan moment from AEW All Access. I clipped it and put it all into a video for you, right? And I watched the whole series twice, man, so I can make this video. So go check that shit out on the YouTube channel. Yeah, you can see that because Danielson's like, hey, Tony, did I go hard on time? And Tony's like, no, it's great. I gave you more time. No, I let you go hard on time. It's so funny. And it's been out there. That All Access show tells people so much more about this company than people realize.
That's not fine. Because that's a problem. People are missing the end of the show.
Well, they did miss 2
weeks in a row now.
2 weeks in a row.
They did miss the end of what was it? The Moxley and what Moxley match was it? Moxley and Mark Briscoe match.
Yes.
Yeah. They did miss the last couple of minutes of that match for that reason. I mean, I could go say look, this is what I do. I do for every AEW. I mean, they're not going to do this on Friday, and they don't have tournament match on Friday. But they are going to do this on Saturday, and they are going to do this on Wednesday, as long as this tournament goes on, because they don't.
So
want to
every
do
fucking match. So this is why people. Oh, Tony Khan. I feel for this guy, man. If we were friends, dude, we would be friends, dude. I would drink beers with him, White Claws, Addies, all that shit. And I would tell, I'm just joking. I would tell him though, bro, this is why you don't stooge to these guys. You told Meltzer the plan. He stooged Edge for you. He stooges everything. And look at what he's doing. He's stooging that every one of the matches in this tournament is going to be some long fucking drawn out, go over the limit of the time limit of the show. He's telling people what your plan is. He just said, oh, the whole tournament's planned out. He's got a winner in mind and it's already been written out. He's like, this is why you don't do that, man. This is why you don't talk to these fucking goofballs. Jesus Christ. They just bury what you're doing before you do it. This is why people don't care.
Minute tournament matches or 9-minute tournament matches. So
oh, he doesn't want 9-minute or 6-minute match. Why can't some of them be fucking quick? And that's the other thing too. The pacing of the show is great. I didn't feel like any of the tournament matches have gone too long yet, except for the main event ones. But you got to switch it on its ear. Have one of the main event ones go 4 minutes because a guy's real beat up from fucking fighting in so many tournament matches. Don't just. He's saying that literally. Meltzer's saying as long as the tournament goes on, all the main events are going to go over like this. Well, why would you tell us that? What the fuck? Jesus.
You need to do, as long as
you format the show so you have 20 minutes for the main event.
Well, they did
this for 4 years. They entered at the top of the hour for 4 years.
Exactly, training your audience.
So don't tell me they can't do it. Of course they can.
Of course they could, but you adjust on the fly and you cut segments. In this case, they're going to give that main event match. They're going with the plan for the main event match. So what you have to do is you've got to record the next show. You're going to have to do that for the whole tournament.
I can't record the next show. What's the next show? What's the movie going to be next week?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't.
And on YouTube TV, you don't record the time. I don't say record from 10 to 11. It doesn't do it that way. You have to choose the show that you want to record. So that means that every week I need to figure out what movie
get cable, then.
Is going to be playing.
AEW fans are rich and more intelligent, so we figure these things out, and we all have cable. Or is this one of the many of the million contributing factors, Dave, that factors into why AEW hasn't seen growth? We see what it's at. They need to grow past this. It's not growing, unfortunately. Now, we don't need everything overnight, but after 5 years, goddamn, do we need another 5 years? It'll be around that long for sure. Alvarez is right here, point blank. It's a scripted show. It should go without saying, just build it in so people recording it everywhere can record it and you don't have to have this discourse.
after Dynamite.
Is it that hard?
So,
I do it.
That's not my job.
It's my job, and I've done it every week.
Bro,
I missed. Okay.
It's their job to make sure that the viewer can see the whole show. That's their job.
Okay, can I tell you something?
Yes.
You're right and you're wrong. Okay, you're right in the sense that in the perfect world, you're right. You know what? If again, you're not a sports fan, and I am. When I do a sport, you can the sport may go there for 3 hours.
When I do
the
sport, the sport might 4 straight hours. What are you talking about,
constantly,
bro?
if there is, and like MMA, which is the one that I would do most.
Which is the one I would do most.
Okay.
Hey, I watch every fucking UFC ever of all time. So
I do those. I
this.
always record the next show because you cannot. They're not going to end on time. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But I'm not going to go and get mad about it. It's like that is my job when I'm watching a sports event. That I have to take into account that the DVR may not record the whole sports event because sports events are not perfect. It's not like it's a sitcom.
Okay, well, this isn't a sports event. It's a 2-hour scripted professional wrestling show that for 4 hours ended in exactly 2 hours.
Okay,
so I'm positive they can end on time. Or,
of course, but the point is they're
set it for 15 minutes over like NXT does every week.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
then
what
go
it is.
ahead and go over.
Sports has that too. Sports does
Plan in
record
advance. If you're going to go 9 minutes over for every tournament match, then let them know that you're going to go 9 minutes over.
They don't know. It's
Dave's
not,
like,
the,
well,
the
I
show
just
is
did.
planned.
Well, they don't know. It's not that the show's planned that way. So then, like, we need Orange Cassidy and Hook eating chips this week again? Or just cut that and fucking have time for
And
the
to go
match?
2 hours.
You know what, Dave?
They don't end on
God.
time. And the difference is that they're not going to do. Okay, here's the deal.
No, hold on.
They don't end on time.
NXT
Okay, scold people for not hitting their times, man. Fuck.
every week,
Listen to Dave here.
and then go ahead and go over.
That I have to take into account that the DVR may not record the whole sports event because sports events are not perfect. It's not like it's a sitcom.
Okay, well, this isn't a sports event. It's a 2-hour scripted professional wrestling show that for 4 hours ended in exactly 2 hours.
Okay,
so I'm positive they can end on time. Or,
Of course, but the point is they're
set it for 15 minutes over like NXT does every week, and then go ahead and go over.
Well,
Plan in advance. If you're going to go 9 minutes over for every tournament match,
Dave.
then let them know that you're going to go 9 minutes over.
They don't know. It's not. Look, the show is planned to go 2 hours.
You know what, Dave?
They don't end on time. And the difference is that they're not going to do. Okay, here's the deal.
No, hold on. This
No,
is what you're missing.
This is
NXT goes 9 minutes over. They set it for 9 minutes over every week.
Because that's
if
the
the show
plan.
only goes 4 minutes over, it doesn't matter. They didn't go the whole 9. They set a block there, an extra 9 minutes to make sure.
Okay, well, you can contact.
So trust me, AEW can do this as well.
This is not AEW. This is the station. AEW can't do this, and they have a movie set to start at that time. TBS is allowing them to go over if they need to, like it's a sporting event. Okay.
Okay.
That's the
So
difference.
tell YouTube TV we're going to go 9 minutes over every week, so they record 9 extra minutes, and it's not a problem.
Well, perhaps
That's
they could
it.
do, but they don't know ahead of time. That's the difference. NXT knows ahead of
Just
time.
presume you're
NXT
going 10 minutes over.
Okay, I'm just telling you that you have to review this as a live sports event.
Oh, Dave,
and a live sports event, whenever
no.
you're recording a live sports event, you have to record the next show. That's
Okay, I'm not
No.
watching.
I'm just telling you that that's the
Dynamite
deal with-
is a live sporting event. It's a scripted pro wrestling show. If you're
doesn't
going to do
matter.
a tournament that's going to go over, tell them you're going to go 10
Brian.
minutes over every
Brian.
week.
Brian, you can complain all you want. You're just going to keep missing the end of the show.
That's
rather
fine.
than-
I'll miss the end of the show.
Good. Then don't complain about it. Because
I'm gonna
telling you-
complain.
I'm telling you ahead of time what it is.
Dave,
I'm telling you how to.
can't record. I can't
Oh,
make
God,
it
you-
record more time. It doesn't allow me to do that.
Record the next show. I can't either.
I don't
can't
know
make
what
it-
the next
Oh
show
my
is. It's
God,
a random
Dave,
movie every week.
Oh my
It's
God.
not that hard to find out. Go to the website and look at the schedule.
Oh
They will,
my
just
God.
like I do. They
Dave's
will
got
tell
a
you
fucking
the movie. It's
Dave's
not,
got a fucking TV guide. He got a TV guide in a phone book.
not that hard, and I go and record that movie. If I forget to do this, it's my fault.
What is that sound? Oh, whoever recorded this has like a fucking baby or something. Yeah, if you guys can hear that, listen for that.
It's not that hard to find out. Go to the website and look at the schedule. They will, just like I do, they will tell you the movie. It's not that hard, and I go and record that movie. If I don't, if I forget to...
You guys hear that? There's like a fucking drum or something playing. That's like in the recording of whoever recorded this. I guess I'm not on the Wrestling Observer YouTube channel.
Do this. It's my fault. It's not their fault because I know the score. Because
like
it's the same thing. Like again, when I watch UFC or Bellator, and if the main event, if I miss the end of the main event because I forgot to record the next show, that is on me. That is not.
Who the fuck records Bellator, man? They just air their shit on YouTube. They're not even a company anymore. They're
on them because I know if in the NBA, if it cuts me off with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter of a close game, that's my fault. That's not their fault. And this is the same thing. You can say, oh, it's scripted.
Dave,
and you're right. You're right.
It is their fault that they don't just add a 10-minute buffer at the end every week. That's their fault.
Because it's not the plan.
It doesn't matter. If they end at 10, that's
what's
fine.
The plan,
they still
Dave?
have the buffer just in case.
Okay, guess what?
NXT does it every week, and it's never a problem.
Then why doesn't the NFL, NBA, NHL?
They do it.
Because it's not a scripted show, and it could go a half hour. It could go an hour. It could go whatever.
They still don't do it. If you wouldn't,
they do it.
Wouldn't it be in one of these games? Shouldn't they like tell the DVR to go 45 minutes longer so you never miss?
Yeah, they probably should.
They do, and they started doing that so long ago. That's
what they do.
Well, you know what? When we talked about this last week, Dave.
So what
hey, listen. We
talked
about this last week.
No.
Hold on. You told me last week that final quarter died. Am I wrong?
Exactly. Look it up, guys.
Okay,
Look
it's going to do that again this week.
Yo, the final quarter plummeted, dude. Off the fucking Niagara Falls, that shit went straight down.
Yes, it is.
Are they happy with that? Or are they going to tell the fans it's their fault that they didn't record the next show?
They're not going to say anything.
That's what they do with everything. That's what they do with everything. Everything's everyone's fault. Oh, you don't like Mariah. You don't know Mariah May wrestles? That's your fault. That's how it's always been there. So yes, Brian.
But you got to learn. Think that could happen with UFC too.
Got to learn.
That could happen with the.
Yo, who the fuck is Vikingo? Well, you got to learn. Why? How is this a dream match? Well, look him up. Literally have Google. That's what these people do, bro. They live on the internet.
NBA. That could happen with anything. The only problem is that there is a big difference because very few people actually DVR their sports.
Exactly.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
So people are DVRing this show, so maybe you should make sure that they get it so your final quarter doesn't die.
But there are people who do. It's not that difficult.
That's fine. If they want to have a low final overrun
and it's
quarter,
like, Dave, it's not even that he said it's difficult. It's just that it's more difficult than it needs to be, and you're defending it for no reason.
Every week, that's fine with me. Or they could just set it to go 10 minutes over and not worry about it.
And then it goes short. It's not the plan.
Okay, then it goes short. Okay. It's not the plan. Dave's in on the plan of your wrestling company. Imagine owning a wrestling company and Dave's in on your plans, bro. Oh my goodness.
Dummy, yeah.
I don't know how much more I can listen to of this. But.
Oh, by the way, this person says on YouTube TV, sports recordings do have a 30-minute overrun built in.
Boom.
So they actually do it for live sports.
Well,
yeah, and I think DVR is most.
Exactly.
Good.
That's what I'm saying.
Go tell YouTube TV.
Oh my God! I'll email him right
That's
after the show.
That's what he's doing.
Tell YouTube TV then.
That's what he's doing. So he can't tell you. So you're the Wrestling Observer, right? And he's telling you, and that's how you guys know the bias. That's how you guys know Dave is never coming from an objective observing position. He's coming from a position of I'm AEW. Well, I'm a part of AEW. I'm AEW. Tell them. Why are you telling me in AEW? He's not telling AEW. He's telling you, Dave, because you're the Wrestling Observer, but you're actually not. And he's telling you because it's something that should be said in wrestling, and we'll tell YouTube TV. Well, that's what he's doing by broadcasting it on his show, right? God. And he's also maybe telling you in good faith, like, you can tell Tony, Dave, without us stooging it on the show. You could tell him this. Well, it's not the plan. He knows the best. He knows what's best.
Well, I'll complain about it.
You should.
I will. I'm sick of missing the end of this show. That's what I'm saying.
All I know is that with me, I don't watch on YouTube TV. I always have to record the next show when it's any sport event that I want to see. And I don't complain about it. I just do it.
Well,
not a sport
my
event.
gimmick
It's
is
a
to
fucking
complain,
scripted
and I
pro wrestling program.
After
dude.
like the first 3 times when I miss the end of a game, I go, golly.
After the first 3 times, I go, golly, I should learn. You're not smarter than anyone, Dave. You just made a bunch of bad faith, terrible shit arguments. I don't even like throwing that shit around anymore, bad faith. Everyone uses it incorrectly, but it's just, he's literally talking out of his ass. And then, oh, golly, I'm smarter than everyone, Mr. Mensa Meltzer over here.
And the same thing would happen with wrestling. And that's it actually,
about learning,
and actually
that's
it did
fine.
on Collision. It actually did on Collision twice.
Oh, they should learn. So, like, you mean how, like, WWE trains their audience to know, and that's what AEW spent 4 years doing, just to switch gears, and they should learn. Tony thinks buying extra TV time is going to fucking change the war for him. Oh, my goodness, guys. We got to give the Wrestling Observer one of these. That's a tremendous laugh, dude. That's a tremendous laugh.